This pile of trash is a Cagiva Mito 125 2001 model. I say pile of trash a bit tongue-in-cheek because this is one of the rarest and most desirable 125s money can buy. Very hard to find in any condition, and I've picked this one up in about the worst condition that you could find one, but I paid a very low price for it and I'm very happy to have done so because it's just a cool bike. And I'm not sure what I'll do with this one. I will very likely resell it and just move it along, but I thought I'd make a video just for the why not of it. So my plan for this bike is, number one, get some air into these tyres. This rear one is completely flat, so it may not go up. And then I'm going to take it home, see if I can get the engine to turn over and see if I can get this bike running. Pretty much, if I can get it running, I will sell it as is. So let's see what happens. I've pulled the water bottle and all this stuff out of the way, which is the coolant tank, servo for the exhaust valves, that's the key, ignition coil. So cool, this old design where the coil is mounted onto the water bottle. You'd never see that today. Very interesting engineering in this bike. So the cylinder head actually comes off, which is also quite cool. So it looks like 5 12mm bolts, which I'll undo and we'll see what's inside. Okay, so pulled the cylinder off, and of course I figured out pretty quickly that I should have drained the fluids first, because there's now water sitting on top of that piston, which I'll get rid of, but yeah, I should have done that. So let's just have a look underneath this gasket, this cylinder head. So the gasket was there, rubber gasket it looks like, and there was water in the, yeah. I'm going to drain this water and we'll see what we get. I have got the cylinder head completely removed now, and it's not looking great, but it's not looking too bad either. So there's no massive rust in there, but there is quite a bit of damage along this front cylinder wall. So this engine would need a rebore and a new piston and so on, I think, to rebuild it. But it would be cool to get the engine turning over. So to do that, I'm going to spray a load of WD-40 or 2-stroke oil down around this cylinder, and then see if I can take one of these covers off to access the flywheel, and then get a socket on there and spin it over. I know you'll be asking why aren't I just using the starter motor, and when I was buying the bike, me and the vendor did try, and the engine did not turn when applying power to the starter solenoid. I can't see it right now, but we were applying negative to the engine and then positive to the wire that goes to the starter, and it just wouldn't turn, so it was seized. So I'm going to try it this way. So oil inside here, turn the engine, and we'll see what happens. I've got this flywheel cover out the way, and it's a 17 socket size, so I'll turn that in a minute. And I've poured a load of engine oil in there. I didn't have any 2-stroke oil, which would have been ideal, but it's fine. So let's see if this engine will turn. It's pretty stiff. I mean, it kind of feels like it's stuck, which is not too unexpected. So it's not turning so far, but it seems like it might go backwards. Let's try that again. So going forward, it will go a tiny bit forward and a tiny bit backwards. So I'm not sure what's going on. I guess I could try and force it. Don't really want to damage it. I'm going to do this off camera very delicately and see if I can free the engine up. I've got this bar onto the flywheel, and that helps me to move it more easily. And so you can see with that, I can move up and down just a little bit, but something mechanical is stopping this engine from turning. And I did notice that when I was turning it, this little cog under here seemed to be getting caught. This is the kind of flywheel engagement cog, which is from the starter motor to the flywheel. So I think I might remove this and just see if that helps. I did remove the mechanism here for the starter, but that has not made any difference. So I can still turn the engine about 1/8 of a turn. You can see the piston moving a little bit there, but there's something inside the engine which is just not allowing it to turn. So I do not want to mess this engine up. It can be rebuilt, but not by me. I'm not going to attempt to restore this one. I've got too much else on right now. So I'm going to just put this back together and resell it. That's the end of the line for me and this bike. I'd love to restore everything that I get, but it's just not practical, and ultimately I'm in the game to make money and I don't need endless numbers of projects. This one would take months of really quite hard work to get restored and a lot of money, so I just don't have that time and I don't have that money to put into it. So I've put it back together. I'm going to fire off some pictures to someone that I know who buys these Cagiva Mitos, and hopefully he'll take it off my hands. I'll make a small margin on it and it will be gone. So on to the next one. Thanks for watching my video and I'll catch you again soon.